Good morning, guys. How are we all doing? So Dan from Trading with Dan. This is our Bitcoin morning update. So if you guys wouldn't mind smashing that like button, and we shall go straight over to those Bitcoin 4-hour charts. Yes, we are having a bit of a sell-off this morning. We didn't manage to get back above our resistance level yesterday. We did have a nice bounce up though, but yeah, couldn't get into our resistance level, couldn't take that level out, couldn't take out these previous highs. So yeah, subsequently rejected, and we have taken out those lows of our most recent short-term pullback, and are now actually testing into our next main level of support. So yeah, we are playing a game of, do we get supported here, put in a larger time frame higher low relative to this higher low here and this higher low here, or are we going to take this level out and then potentially take this level out? You would expect, if we do take this level out, that we will take this level out, at which point we'll be looking at a move to test our most important level of support here in the macro trend of this around 41,000. This horizontal here, we'll draw another horizontal along here. Let's just put it just obviously to govern these lows here. So we've kind of got and we'll extend this one along. So we've kind of got a second level of support. Obviously we break these ranges up into halves and quarters. This is pretty much the lower quartile level of support. So yeah, realistically though, I do think if we do break this this mid-ish point, this next level of support, I do think that we will take out this level, because it'll obviously be the third time of asking, and I do think that increases the chances that we take it out, and then we'll have to have a good price action. We'll have to have a good inspection of this this next level of support. But first things first, we've obviously got every chance of getting supported at this level, turning back up, and then yeah, just maintaining price action within this sideways range for a period of time, before we do decide, are we going to break above it properly in towards the next upper targets, or do we after that little bit of a bounce and sideways price action, do we then take out the horizontal at that point, and then test some lower levels? But at the moment, obviously you can see we have come down pretty aggressively, but we do know Bitcoin can move in an aggressive fashion. But there is obviously a lot of momentum with this move down. So now it just comes down to, does it have enough momentum to take out this support at this first time of asking, or do we get a nice bounce? I mean, a nice bounce could easily take us back up to around 48,500, and then reject there, putting a nice lower high relative to the recent lower highs that we've got. And then can we then obviously pump back up if we want to look for some bullish patterns? If we do get supported here and start to turn back up, we could potentially draw a descending broadening wedge. So at which point, if we took out the top of that, we'll draw the top side of this on, just for fun. We'll just draw it like here. So yeah, if we do take out basically the top side of this, then yeah, we could be looking at a nice move to the upside that could then take us through this 50k level fully and formally. But clearly there's lots of things that have got to happen here. Number one is that we've got to literally pretty much hold the level that we're at. Pretty much hold the level. Well, I say roughly where we're at. We could draw it like this. This is just pure bullish hopium speculation. I mean, to be honest, you can see it could actually take us down to the bottom half of this zone and bounce there. But we'll see what happens. This is obviously not necessarily what is going on, but it does give us some trend line support levels and trend line resistance levels that if we do take out, then yeah, we will be well, to the upside we'll obviously be looking good, but to the downside, in all fairness, I'd look more just at the horizontals. But obviously taking out this low here of the trend line would also coincide exactly with the bottom part of this support. So yeah, at that point we would realistically be looking at a grind down, taking out this level, and then testing our 41, 42, and then obviously all holding our breaths, hoping we hold that, hoping we bounce, hoping we find our way back to the top of the range. Because at that point, once we take out that low, once we come and test this, we are basically then looking for lower highs, and then they're coming back down and potentially taking it out. That would obviously be the risk whilst we are in the lower part of the range. Obviously, the risk to break to the upside is only when you're in the upper half. So if we do start to hang around this lower half, we clearly know the risk is to potentially breaking back down. And if we do break down, and we do end up back in our old range, then we start to look on the longer, larger term time frame as a definitive lower high relative to these highs here. Basically, a sort of a bull trap into this area, and then we will be looking at taking out 30,000 and below. So all to play for. If we want to look at the Ethereum Bitcoin pairing, that is not really doing much interest in here. Not actually making a move down with Bitcoin at the moment, which could potentially indicate it is a bit of a bear trap down here in Bitcoin, and we could be having a nice bounce around this level. If we also look at the Bitcoin dominance, we'll probably notice it's not making too much of a move. Still just trading relatively sideways within this range. Stock markets are looking good, looking relatively good, holding up there. Obviously easing off a tad, but still an extremely aggressive price action there. DXY also still holding below our important level of resistance that we have broken now. We did break, but are we going to paint a head and shoulders here? Potentially, but we are clearly in an uptrend though. We've obviously got lows, highs, higher lows, higher highs. If we are to reverse and continue back on upwards from here, we would then be looking at higher highs. So yeah, realistically, we could be looking for higher. Basically the trend is to the upside, but that can clearly be invalidated if we take out this low here, or even if we just move down here, bounce, paint a head and shoulders, and then start to come down. And obviously it ultimately is the same thing taking out this low here, but at least then the chart pattern will start to look not as upward trending as it currently does. So let's have a look. The 10-year also making a bit of a move up, so the yield increasing, so potentially showing that there is more of an appetite for risk if the real yield is increasing. This is obviously the bond value going down. Obviously we know it could just be more inflation tapering talk, because obviously the Fed is supporting the bond market quite heavily. If they're not going to offer as much support, then the bond prices are going to go down, and then the yield is going to go up. It may not be indicative of just more risk on. It may just be indicative of the Fed's footprint in this market. Let's have a look at the stochastics then. Are they going to help us out with this bounce at pretty much the level that we are at now? 4 hour is looking to turn back down, so that is not gonna be helping. 10 hour diving though. 10 hour is diving, so it's gonna eventually get to a low point and be able to turn back up, but there's still plenty of juice left in this, and we can clearly hover at lower prices. So I mean, the 10 hour is basically not our friend at the moment. It is clearly indicating that it will be happy with us breaking the support level. 12 hour got a lot of room to run as well. Daily is now moving down pretty aggressively out of this back into the purple zone. Still in obviously the bullish half, but is moving down. 2-day is turned down. These were all turned down yesterday also. 5-day looking to turn down, and then obviously these higher time frames not looking so bad. But all in all, pressure is clearly down here. We do have a downtrend. We have highs, lows, lower highs, and obviously wherever this ends up being, it's going to be a lower low, because we are lower than these lows now. So we are in a downtrend here on at least this medium term, at least on the shorter time frame. Higher time frame, clearly we've got obviously an uptrend. We've got lows, high lows, and then providing we don't break this and we put in a low, we will have a higher low. Yeah, it is it is a battle of it's a battle of time frames. It's one of those hold your breath moments, like when we come down, do we get supported here? Yes. Do we come down, do we get supported here? Yes. And we're coming down basically, are we going to get supported here? And then obviously there is a question mark. All to play for really. I think if we do get supported here and turn back up, it will just look like it just will look fine. It won't look anything untowards with just the eye test of the price action. It just will be that meandering upwards. Obviously, this 50k is 50k is a psychological level also. So it is no surprise we are getting a bit of a resistance here. But yeah, if we are to consolidate within this zone, within basically above this support level, below this resistance area, I do think the likelihood will be that we will take out 50,000 eventually and move on upwards. But yeah, I mean, it is not. I mean, it is obviously a resistance level in our chart, but it is also just the 50, just the round number is psychological resistance. It's like called double O, but it's not double O. This is a quadruple O resistance. But yeah, there we go. So yeah, this is not financial advice, guys. I'm not a financial advisor. Always do your own research, and I shall speak to you guys soon.